There. Can you hear me? Barely. Huh? There we go. All right, so we're handing out some papers. If you just let it go up and down the roads, that would be great. First off, everyone in here an adult? Can we talk about adult things? Okay, because at church, my boss mentioned some of this, and some of you guys thought it was funny. Okay? And it's not funny. Okay, these are serious things, and as adults, it shouldn't be awkward. We should be able to talk about it. And what we're talking about are this event that we have coming up about sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, but I want to expand on that a little bit. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and how infectious diseases has caused me problems and my family problems. All right, so I call this class Health and Wellness. Okay, and I believe, why are you here? This program offers many things if you take advantage of that. Usually I teach a class about money and, birth certificates and all these other things when they let me get up here and teach, so that you're not just wasting your time. Yes, we're here for recovery, but recovery encompasses a lot of things. And I've done a lot of things when I've been in this program and programs before it, from getting my GED to being tested for hepatitis C, those types of things, to actually getting the treatment, having it fail. Then they came out with these new drugs and taking it and being cured of hepatitis C. So I don't want to just talk about sexually transmitted diseases. I want to expand on that. Yes, that's going to be our main topic tonight, but my name, if you don't know me, and I don't know a lot of you, is Gary Osborne. I've been with CORE since the first time I came here was 2003. So I've been here now coming up on 20 years. Working for CORE, I think 18, 19 years, something like that. When I came here, we had 3 houses. About 15 people were in our program. So I got to be a part in helping build this program with a lot of other people into what it is today. So when I walk around here and I hear people talking shit about CORE, I take it personally, because you're attacking something that I had a part in building. This is my life. When I wake up in the morning, it's not about, I got to go to work. I really don't feel like it. I wake up with joy in my heart that I get to come here and spend the day. Okay? And it might be 50 different things I'm doing. Most of you guys have helped me. There's a lot of crappy things I get stuck doing. Okay, but I still do it, and you guys do it, because that's what funds this program, a big part of it. So we're going to have, let me go back. So 20 years been here, had hepatitis C, found out when I lived down in Arkansas, was given blood. And they said, hey, we got a problem, blah, blah, blah. I was an intravenous drug user, shared needles, all that good stuff. Was I that junkie? Probably not. I dabbled, Didn't matter that I didn't get high every day sticking a needle in my arm. Problem is, the time that I did do it was with a shared needle, and that's probably how I ended up with hepatitis C. Didn't know about it forever. And say I was given blood at work, and then they said there was a problem. They told me what it was. Uneducated about it. This is 25, 30 years ago. It scared me. So I buried my head in the sand. Didn't do anything about it. Fast track forward, get up here to back then it was Church Army, and I take back then it was the interferon treatment. And we were at the old birdhouse out by the Super Walmart before the Walmart was even there. And I go and I have to see an infectious disease doctor. Now, when you hear that and you're uneducated, about all of it, what does that do to you? Does it instill a little bit of fear? It did me, because I don't know what I'm dealing with. But I'd heard about hepatitis and how it kills people. So I go to see this infectious disease doctor and get on this interferon treatment. I'm giving myself a shot, and I'm taking these pills. And about, 4 to 6 weeks later, I get a phone call from a nurse. Says, stop taking that. Don't take any more of it. I'm like, okay. Why? She said, just stop taking it. That's the last thing I heard from him. No phone call, no follow-ups, no nothing. And I'm thinking, wow, what's going on? Again, it scared me. So I just buried my head in the sand. And we had a couple of staff members here who aren't here anymore who took this new treatment that they have. It's been very, very effective. And so, but before I took that, I want to touch on my family. My wife got really sick when I was here at CORE. She used to work in the daycare over there at the Quill House. Used to be a daycare. And she got really sick, and she went to the hospital, and they send her up to Springfield and say she needs a new liver. Can't understand why. My wife's never done drugs. She don't drink. Just out of the blue. So she gets up there. Before I can get up there, they've already determined that something's really wrong with her, and she's on her way to Barnes-Jewish Hospital up in Springfield. And couple of days later, I'm up there and trying to still understand everything, but she's turning yellow. And I mean yellow. And so I'm thinking, what's going on? And she's got some kind of a reaction of some type of hepatitis. Now, sexually transmitted, less than 1% get hepatitis C that way. But I don't know. I don't know how she got it. She's not a drug user. She don't do drugs. So we never exactly, but she ended up, long story short, they did a biopsy. They nicked her liver, and she started bleeding out. And they come to me, and I'm in the emergency room there. And they're saying, you need to start getting people. My son's in the Navy. And they're saying, you need to talk to his command. You need to get him sent out here. Like, what's going on? So the point being is at any time, you don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But I'm facing the possibility of my wife dying. And at the same time, uneducated about this whole hepatitis stuff. And I'm thinking, did I do that to her? So we're talking about, in my case, to me, something that's very, very serious. So they, long story short, put her in a coma. Thank God for Kevin and Carrie. They came up, spent the weekend up there. She was in the hospital, 3-4 weeks up there. And miraculously, she gets better. Don't know how. They couldn't tell us what caused it or any of that. But I've never seen anyone that yellow in my life. Well, so I'm getting the treatment. So I followed this path, and how many of you in here, and we're adults, have hepatitis C or have had it and have had the treatment? Raise your hands. Okay, so there's some of you. I would be thinking that there's probably a lot more of you if you were tested. Because, see, you may not even know, just like me, that you had it. Okay, but they've got treatments now that are almost, I think, like 97%, effective at curing it. I don't even remember what the drug was that they gave me, but I followed along, and it's an expensive treatment. But these drug companies have programs. I didn't have to pay for it. I had to pay to have my blood work done. Now, if you go to a doctor and get blood work done, it can be expensive. But if you go to the Taney County Health Department, like I did, they have grants and they have other things. So I forget what it was. I think it cost me $400 to be rid of it and to be hepatitis free. So when we talk about infectious diseases, like STDs and all this, I take that stuff serious because the way it's affected me and the way it affected my family. All right? So let's be mindful of that. There's 50, the way I understand it, we have 50 slots available for this STD testing. A lot of you are going to go, I don't need it. I don't know. So I'm assuming that while in this program, over the years, I've seen quite a few what we call core babies. And so I'm kind of thinking that there might be some sexually active people in our program, right? If we're honest with ourselves, it happens. I don't think these ladies' bellies get big because it's not happening. Okay, and over the years, remember now, I've been here 20 years and I've heard it all. The shacking up at the motels and all of that good stuff, and the hooking up, and I just want you to, I'm not here to tell you not to do it, but I am going to be here to tell you if you're going to do it, then do it safely, okay? Now, am I telling you to run out there and do it? No, I don't want you to do it. There's dangers in it, okay? But you're going to do it anyways, no matter what I say, okay? What I'm telling you is if you look at this piece of paper right here, what does it say? Does everybody got one of these now? Yeah? Chlamydia, 1.6 million United States in 2021. Gonorrhea, 710,000. Read on, read on, read on. Cases of syphilis among newborn babies. Okay? It's right there on this flyer. Okay? If you're going to practice unsafe sex, you're going to be a statistic. It's going to happen. Especially in our group of people. Okay? And I don't mean that as bad. I'm one of those people. Okay? I know what it's like to have unprotected sex, but I can tell you, I'm the same woman, and I can count the number of women that I've slept with in my entire life probably on this hand. Okay? And I still am one of these people. Okay? So, what do we know about fentanyl? It's in everything, right? Do you guys roll the dice with that? Is that why you're here? I know there's alcoholics and everything, but we gamble with that, right? It's not going to get us this time. How many of you know somebody that's died in the last year from fentanyl? Raise your hand. Yeah. Look at that. But we're going to still go out there and we gamble, right? I don't know about you, but when I gamble, I lose a heck of a lot more than when I win. So, if you know people who have lost in that gamble, don't be somebody that does this and gambles, and you got to go to the doctor. Yep, there's curable things, but why gamble? Why do it in the first place? So let's talk a little bit about the Taney County Health Department. Let's see here. All right, boy, we got another 45 minutes to listen to me. So we're going to have this testing here. I think it's on the 16th. Is that right, Dallas? And I think we've got 50 slots between here and Springfield. Okay? And like I say, I always like to say, why are you here? Are you taking advantage every day of what this program has to offer you? And I'll bleed back into what I usually teach up here. Does everybody got a Social Security card? No? Does everybody got a driver's license? No? Does everybody got a birth certificate? Okay? So these things, if you don't, You got a GED? You going to GED class? These are all things that this program right here. Why are you here? Are you here to smoke cigarettes out here all day? Are you here to play cards in there all day? Or are you here to be productive and fix the areas of your life that you've neglected because you put your head in the sand and say, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. You know, and then, hey man, I got a chance to get this job. I got to get a Social Security card. Well, then you got to go and tell these people, I can't start, I don't have a Social Security card or this. You know, and as an employer, that just tells me you're not responsible. You know, you need to have all your ducks in a row when you go in for that interview. You need to have everything prepared so it looks like you know what the hell you're doing. So stop being lazy. Get off your ass and do the things that you need to do to be an adult. Stop procrastinating. Stop making excuses. Yeah, you can get on a computer and you can get a Social Security card, go to the library. They got computers. How bad do you want to repair all of these things? You know? How many of you guys have had unprotected sex this last 30 days? Probably should be filling out one of these forms Dallas is going to have. Okay? It's not funny, Gina. Okay? You know, it's funny until you know somebody that died from it, right? It's all the little stories about getting high with fentanyl or this. People die from this shit. Yeah, maybe not as much as fentanyl, but they still die from it when it goes untreated. You know? That's why I don't understand why we laugh about serious matters. Because you're going to be that guy that turns into being a statistic when you leave here. You know, I've seen so many people leave here. And then we just get this phone call or somebody calls, hey, did you see on Facebook? I don't do Facebook. Got no use for it. But that's how we find out everybody dies, because you're a post. That's it, you're a post. Guess what? You know who remembers you? Mom. Dad, maybe your brother, sister, grandma. Your friends don't remember you. They might remember you once every 6 months after a couple of years. They don't remember you. Pay attention while you're here. Do something good with your life. Get it straightened out. Take advantage of getting tested. So the other things, you know, that the health department has for you to take advantage of, maybe not, I think it's the 16th, is it? So there's like 6-page questionnaire. They got to know if you're done drugs, if you were an alcoholic. They got to know, you know, do you got liver disease? So, you know, you need to take the time when this class is over and ask Dallas if you can have one of those 50 slots. All right, and if we get enough people that were over 50, then we'll do it again. We'll do another one. I don't see why it's free. Don't you guys like free stuff? Right? I mean, if I told you I was going to take you out to dinner and it was going to be on Gary and it's free, would you guys go? Okay. Well, I'm telling you that it ain't a Big Mac, but it's free. And it could save your life. Because maybe through this testing, I don't know how it all works. I ain't a doctor. But I know there's going to be healthcare professionals here that you can ask questions. You know, hey, you know, I'm getting this done, but I really wanted to talk to you about getting tested for hepatitis C. How do I go about doing that? You know, hey, I'm pregnant. You know, are there any, I'm taking this test, number one, but are there any programs, you know, at the health department? You know, is it WIC or what? I don't know. But these are the people who you need to talk to if you have any questions about your health. So they do blood pressure screenings. I got high blood pressure. I take blood pressure medicine. If you're just curious and you want to know, Call them up. Hepatitis testing, tuberculosis program, lab services, sexually transmitted diseases, HIV/AIDS. You know, how many of you remember back when AIDS, and for me, my first I was living out in L.A., and there was that kid, Devin White, and then next thing you know, Magic Johnson, you know, who I just, you know, Laker fan, blah, 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 living out there. That floored me. Here, this guy's got HIV. He's still alive. But it's through testing and stopping the spread and doing those types of things and being responsible. And that's why he came out and did it, because he wanted to help people. You know, I want to help anyone here who's got hepatitis C because I've been through it. I can take you on that journey. I'm not going to do the work for you. But if you have it, and taxes and things like that. I could just use this. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, and but what a great program that is there. What a great system they have, you know, and they will walk you through like they did me. All you got to do is say, hey, I'd like to take this hepatitis treatment. I heard you guys can help me with that. You know, yes, you got to have your taxes from like the last 2 years or proof of your income, and they'll help you. They'll tell you exactly what you need. So to me, that's huge, because it's just like having something slowly in you that's just every day just killing you a little bit. And because it's doing it so slow, you really don't know about it. You know, you don't notice it from day to day, but it just slowly kills your body. So I don't think we're going to make it a total hour tonight. But I want you guys to really think and challenge yourself, you know, to this right here. Yeah, you're here, all right, because you have a problem with drugs and alcohol. But I want you to think about all the other areas that the drugs and the alcohol have affected your life, and what we can do while we're here to repair some of that. Whether it's relationships, because I don't know about you, when my mom and dad are pissed off at me, I'm not feeling good. You know, and if you're in that spot where mom and dad, you're fresh here, and you're not having that type of relationship, you know, we work these steps, and you'll be amazed what God does to open doors to repair them. Yeah, it's like, don't call Dad, hey, Dad, I've been sober and off of fentanyl and all the drugs for 3 months. You think you could co-sign on a car for me? Yeah, that's probably not going to happen in 90 days. You know how many times have we said it over and over and over? I'm fortunate enough to have married the same woman twice who stuck by me through all of the crap that I put her through. So every day you're sitting out here, you're not helping me, and you're smoking cigarettes, and you're playing cards, and you're doing those productive conversations with Bobby Joe or Billy Joe. Instead of being productive, you get that cough checked out. You know, you're not being productive. That's all I'm challenging you guys to do. I don't care if it's playing softball. You're being productive. You're out there, you're getting a little exercise. You know, you're fellowshipping, you're networking, you're doing. We have the picnic and baptism out there, right? That makes the soul good. You know, when you're isolating and you're depressed, You're not talking to people. You stay in your room at the house all the time. Check yourself on that. Okay? I don't know if you guys know. Can't tell me nothing about living in these houses. Okay? I lived in them straight 6 years. Okay? So I know all about the houses and I know all about it. All right? And yeah, some days are difficult, more so than others. But I've got today lifelong friends like you're going to have from this program if you apply yourself. Okay? And if you want to have long-term sobriety, okay? And when I say long-term sobriety, I'm talking 10 years. I look at early recovery is when we first get here. Middle recovery is about 5 years. But if you want long-term, you got to connect yourself because you're going to leave here one day. It took me 6 years. But I'm still connected to CORE. I'm still connected to all the friends that I went through this program. And I went through this program with Kevin, Janet, Carrie, Tammy, and we all still work here today. When I talk about people that built this program, okay, yes, with God's help, but a lot of people, some of them dead, but those 5 people I just named, we've been here, almost all of us, for 20 years, give or take a year or two. That's why it's a joy to come to work. I hope while you guys are here, you will find those same friends that I did, that I lean on today. I was talking to you about my wife when she was really sick. Got a phone call. Kevin and Carrie, and I even think maybe Tammy. But they came up and spent the weekend up there, and just to console me, just to be there for me, and here we are 15 years later, and man, it just means the world to me that I have people. Now, hopefully, it's going to be Dallas. Hopefully it's Jason Pittman. Maybe it's Scotty. These guys that I've built relationships from working with me and stuff. But, I've known Jason, 15 years since he was here the first time. But get connected. Get connected so that you're not a statistic. Okay? Because it'll happen. It will happen. So we're going to close a little early tonight because I just want you guys to think about those things, and I want you to challenge yourself, all right? It ain't about me getting up here and speaking for an hour. It's about trying to motivate you guys to get tested, number one, but not just about STD testing. Where are you struggling in other areas of your life? Is it blood pressure? Is it hepatitis C? Is it hepatitis B? Is it whatever, Got a lump on the side of your neck. I don't know. Ladies, whole different set of problems that you girls go through. If you have questions, man, be here. So what? I don't want anyone to feel like you're going to get stigmatized because you're getting tested for a sexually transmitted disease. Okay? I done told you, I'm one of those people. Like I said, I slept 5 people. One of them, my wife. So, and I still caught that shit. All right? So, get tested. Just gives you a clear mind. Any of you that want help with the hepatitis C, I'll walk you, I'll hold your hand, and I'll take you down the journey, but you're going to have to do the footwork. All right? So, anyone who would like the application, because like I said, it's about a 6-page application. There's only 50 slots. Please see Dallas. He will give you the application to fill out. And it has to be returned by the 7th and give it to Dallas. Okay? So, like I said, man, I hope we're all adults here. And I hope we're not going to give somebody shit because they're going to get tested. Because that will aggravate me. And if I get aggravated, it's not good for you. All right? Okay. Close us out in prayer, Dallas.
Hey, Lord God, man, I just want to thank you for an opportunity to serve you today, Lord God. I just pray you lead, guide, and direct us as we walk through our struggles and try to fix our lives and the past mistakes that we made, get our health back. These little steps that just bring us closer to you, Lord. So I just pray you watch over all of us, and I love you in Jesus' name. Amen.